Good evening and salutations, my GH fans. You know, I knew this was going to wind up happening. Ever since Spencer's death, we're going to have to sit there and deal with mopey Trina. And, first of all, she needs to sit there and see a grief counselor. She needs to sit there and have a session with Kevin Collins or something. What she didn't need to do was go back to work when she wasn't ready. To be honest, I am so sick and tired of hearing her sit there and whine and complain, whine about Spencer being gone and this, that, and the third. And I'm just like, don't I don't care. She wound up breaking some art. And if she would have sat there and thought about it for 5 minutes, she probably wouldn't have wound up coming in. Another issue that I'm having, and this is something that I think is across the board, that not just me, GH Envy, Kyrie's, DC, and many others have sat there and said, we need to sit there and get this girl some crime lessons. Okay? Now that we got Ina McCoy back, she needs to sit there and give her some tips, some pointers, or something, because this ain't working. It's just not. It's falling flat. And yes, I know I'm coming across as heartless and being a dick, and I don't care. But I think it would probably help a little bit, maybe just to splash some water on my cold, dead heart, to at least show a teardrop, something, some sort of emote other than you're just grumpy that you had to wake up early in the morning. Because it's just not working. Now, while that's going on, Dex is not there doing his job and Frank is not there keeping an eye on him. You got Brick painting this lovely picture to Sonny about how, every time money came in, this is during an operation where Sonny was not there getting shot at. Right? And Sonny's angry. He's like, damn it. Coming in with this proof. And I'm just like, but it's not proof though. I mean, he painted a picture where it's like, oh, somebody's there setting you up, making you look vulnerable, and every time that happens, he gets money and stuff. But it wasn't proof. It was just a theory. It's literally what Sonny suggested. It was a theory. Does it look good? Nope. But at the end of the day, it's just a theory. But towards the end, after Dex wound up giving Trina and I think it was Trina, some type of drink that calms Jocelyn down. Frank decides to, like, hey, pretty much like your shift is done or whatever. You're gonna sit there and call me. Takes him out into the car. Sonny's there, and he's like, hey, boss, what's going on? And Sonny's like, oh, we're just gonna take a little ride. Right there, Dex just had that F me moment, Just going for a little ride. As in his last goddamn ride at this point. Now, I've said this in the members stream, along with DC and Kyrie's, and we all know that most likely they're not going to sit there and kill Dex off. But he gonna get close to dying though. He is definitely gonna get close to dying. Let's just put it that way. What did Lucy even throw at Tracy at this point? I couldn't tell if it was juice or it was flour or something. I must have rewound it like 3 times and I still have no idea what it was that she threw at her. But she gets all up in her face and she talks about how it's all your fault and you caused me our relationship and yada yada yada. And there's a point where Tracy's like, no, you don't understand. Like I because of my good friend or whatever, I told Marty the truth that, nothing was going on between you and Scotty and stuff like that. And Lucy had that guilty look and Tracy laughed. And so did I because, she pretty much just kind of looked around and when she was sitting there saying it so loud, Lucy was like, listen, just keep that down. And Tracy was like, come on, you act like everyone's going to sit there and be surprised at what you did. This is literally what you do when it comes to a Scott. When it comes to a Scott or well, pretty much any man, like Kevin, you'll find a way to sit there and cheat because that's who you are at your core. So, she goes to Laura's place and she finds out from Laura that Marty, booked a trip or whatever. So she gets down there to the airport or whatever and she books a flight, which I don't even understand why she even bothered to book a flight. I mean, I haven't went on a plane in forever. But she picked this random destination to allow her through the gate or whatever, but I mean, granted, I don't remember the last time I checked. Doesn't different gates go to different planes? So how did she even know that she was going to find the right one? Anyway, she said that she wound up missing him or whatever. Um, Martin got called for the flight he was supposed to go on, so he wound up leaving. So she wound up spending a bunch of money and for nothing. And there was a point when she found out from Laura that um, Marty was leaving. She was like, "Oh, and he didn't even bother to say goodbye to me." I'm just like, like part of me is just like, did you really just sit there and say some brain dead thing like that? Like, oh, he didn't even bother to sit there and say goodbye. At least she was self aware enough to realize that that was her fault. When she was in Laura's place, she was like, you know what, I did this to myself. I was like, wow. It's very rarely that you actually say something that's smart. So when you do, it actually forces me to pay attention. Now, Carly and Drew, after making it on the elevator, they get to the place and, to the office and they find out that, there's people that's working on stuff and everything like that. And Nina's like, yeah, there was a flood. So, I had to sit there and kind of make sure everything is safe and good. And it's just going to take a while. And Carly and Drew are both pissed off. And, Carly's like, well, I got a deadline, but you already knew that, and yada, yada, yada. They're going back and forth, and Drew's getting all mad and pissy and stuff like that. But at the end of the day, they're already working on it. And Nina's like, listen, I can stop now, but that's going to sit there and cost us money. I mean, and it's not going to sit there and save you or anything like that. So there's really nothing we can do. Now, Carly does sit there and go down to sit there and try to find Diane to. I don't know at this point. I don't even know what she even Smith is trying to find Diane for. And, Drew's getting all upset, talking about, oh, you being all petty, you started this, and you playing with fire, and yada, yada, yada. There's a little veil thrust that he keeps sitting there doing. And, Nina just reminds him, like, hey, listen, I didn't do anything wrong on a legal note. Like, you did commit the crime. And here's the thing, I love when she says that, right? First of all, I'm just going to sit there and say for the record, I never thought that I would sit there and say I would love anything that Nina says or does at this point. But it's one of those things where it's like the reason why I find it so interesting when she says that, right? For all the Carly fans, it's always like, oh, I can't believe she did that. She was so wrong. She was so petty. She stole her life, yada, 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 blah, 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 when. And I'm just like, she's saying that because they did commit the crime, right? Like, people love to sit there and be upset with Nina because, oh, she didn't have to do anything. She didn't have to say anything. And it's all her fault, blah, 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 blah. But I'm like, but you did commit the crime, though. Regardless if they would have been found out or not, he still did it. And most of the Carly fans that I talk to, and here's the thing, I'm a Carly fan, but I'm not going to sit there and make excuses because most of the Carly fans won't sit there and acknowledge that part. That's what I always find is so funny. Listen, I don't do the whole team Nina, team Carly thing or whatever, but I'm like, come on. Even as Carly fans, you got to understand that your girl dropped the ball. Okay, she dropped the ball, and stuff was set in motion because of her actions. Now, Drew does get down there, and he gets upset or whatever, and, he kind of storms off after he talks to Carly, and, Diane's like, you're not just upset with Nina, you're upset with Drew as well. Because Carly's like, listen, I want to sit there and forget about this woman. And every time Drew gets upset and he starts doing stuff, it's like it pulls me right back into this constant battle with Nina that I don't want to be a part of. Like Drew, you starting to become a loose cannon right there, man. Now Michael does, yeah, Michael's already there. They're hanging out, talking to Willow and stuff. Jocelyn comes there, and Michael talks about things are getting a little more dangerous. And it may be somebody that's on the inside since they're trying to take Sonny down. Of course, I think the only thing that Jocelyn really cares about is the danger towards Dex and not really Sonny or anyone else. Um, but okay, fine, whatever. She winds up leaving. Um, Willow's like, let's not like you to sit there and stay. And, Michael's really surprised. And I'm just like, oh, that's so sweet that she's allowing you back on your own property. That's just so generous of her. Um, Now, the scenes between Diane and Robert really didn't go anywhere. It didn't really measure up to anything. The only thing that I could sit there and say about that was, Diane was talking about Gregory and how Gregory's still upset with her for going out to Fed. And I'm like, why are you surprised by that? Like, here's the thing. I get it from Diane's point of view. She's just doing her job, right? Like, these people hired her to sit there and sue Finn in the hospital. That's it. That's literally like it wasn't personal, right? But Diane makes it seem like she's like I just understand like why is he so upset with me? Like I mean he's still upset with me. Like she's clueless as to why he's upset. Like really? Um, Gregory tells Tracy that he's going to be moving in with his son, which he doesn't like because he feels like he's losing his independence. He also feels like it's coming to the closer to the end of his chapter of his life and stuff. So it's a very daunting thing, and Tracy shows her humanity by talking about how, as infuriating as it is going back to that house, being with all those people, it's still considered home to her. Just to make I guess Gregory feel a little bit better. I feel like that's about it. I can't think of anything else that wound up happening, but as I always sit there and say, if I forget anything, you know what to do. Come to the live stream tonight, 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific. We'll sit there and talk about all the shows, General Hospital, Days of Our Lives, Bold and Beautiful, and Young and Restless. With that being said, I'm going to go. I'll see you in the next video.